Everybody, welcome back to the Dudes Talking Motorcycle podcast. My name is Mitch. You can follow me on Instagram at Meets to the Beach.
And my name is Gleb, and you can follow me on Instagram and other social medias at Gleb Lapham.
And we have the podcast socials as well at tdtmotorcycles on Instagram. Or if you have any comments, questions, concerns, tdtmotorcycles at gmail.com. And we do read them.
And we do read them, and we try our best to reply.
Yeah.
Sometimes we fall behind a little bit. We did skip an episode.
It's been
this month.
Yep.
So if you haven't noticed,
personal life stuff gets in the way. So sorry about that. But
there was just a lot of stuff going on on both our ends, and we're like, you know what? Let's just skip it because we did not have anything planned and still don't. So
there's just too much going on.
There was a lot.
Yep.
But we're back, and hopefully you didn't miss us too much. Yeah. And hopefully everyone's enjoyed their Memorial Day weekend. If you're in the States, if you're outside of the States, enjoy your 27,000 holiday or paid time off days that you get by law. Yeah. If you're in Europe.
And you rode your bike down today.
I did ride my bike down.
Nice.
It's been a minute since I rode it for some reason. Yeah. I think like part of it is our weather has also been kind of flaky here in Utah. We had a couple of rainy weeks coming through last couple of weeks, but then also I just feel like my weekends have been like disappearing. The last this whole month it's just been all over the place, and I have not had time to take the bike out. I haven't had time to even do like a quick ride because I'm just like in and out all over the place.
And I rode my bike. Like I said, I got some like stuff going on with family and everything, but I rode my bike. Yeah, I think it was 3 weeks ago. But I did try out a trail thanks to Onyx, off-road app. It followed the Bonneville shoreline trail kind of. Nice. It was like the Centerville like fire road or something like that.
Yeah, I remember you showing me the
description and the description rating, quote unquote rating, because it's all subjective for trails if you guys don't know, but like it was not entirely flat. There was some pretty steep rocky bits.
Oh really?
Nothing like overwhelming, but it's just like I'd come around the corner and be like, oh, okay. So like avoid those rocks. It was interesting though, because that was my first like trail on my own using Onyx. It was described as like, oh, it's wide for 2 vehicles, and off-road vehicles and trucks and stuff can hit it. Yeah, there are some parts it was pretty narrow.
Really?
And there was one part I remember it was like not super steep, but like just rocky. Yeah. And it went immediately into a sharp turn and then a steep hill, steep, but like not super far. Maybe 50 feet, but like still steep.
Yeah.
It's like, how would a truck get in there?
Yeah. I've not done that trail. I haven't done any like dirt. I haven't even touched dirt this season. Except for like our little spring ride, like one of the first rides we just did, like that little bit. Yeah. That obscure little town near Tooele. That was the only time, but I have not. Like I haven't really
that first little bit, that little mining town out in the desert. Yeah. That's what got me on the itch.
And it's fun, but I haven't gotten around. I want to buy a new pair of like off-roading pants. Yeah, and then I want to do what you and Emerson started doing with the like the armor and the jersey combo,
the base layer armor.
So it's way too hot. Like I'm
I'm
scared for how summer's gonna be.
My quick review, really, actually, just on that base layer stuff, especially like the boxer briefs. Yeah. I also need to get some like new off-road pants. Yeah. Because they do like add some bulk and everything to you, and like in my riding jeans, it's very uncomfortable. Yeah. But it is what it is. I think once I get some proper off-road pants, like it'll be a lot better. Yeah. So, so if you guys are considering those, like just make sure you plan to have some roomy pants to.
And that's what I was thinking, because usually I'll do like a size 36 and just regular pants, but I think I might bump that up. Yeah. Or I'll probably do what I usually do and just order 2 sizes and then just return the one that I don't keep.
Well, the waist thing I noticed, like with the base layer, it wasn't so much like how like thick it was necessarily. It's just like the movement, like it kind of just restricted my movement in the jeans. But again, like
jeans are
it makes total sense. So I don't have any pants that can properly accommodate that armor right now. So.
Okay, yeah.
But anyway, those.
And what about your chest?
I love it. The base layer armor thing. I got the Climb one, the long sleeve.
Yeah.
Boy, on the hot days, it's really nice. Again, I haven't ridden for 3 weeks or so now, but like when I did that trail, that's what I was wearing, the jersey. You know, it got a little sweaty and stuff still, and it was like the sun was starting to go down, but like, just comparing it to like doing like with the adventure jacket.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this is so much nicer.
Difference.
Yeah.
That's what I want to do as well. I've been kind of contemplating between getting like the same like Climb shirt that you have.
Yeah.
Or just getting like just the armor without like any kind of base layer. Because I saw some Liat make some just like almost like an armored vest, and then just putting it over like a regular like athletic shirt, moisture wicking shirt. That way I can just take the armor off and then I have to like swap a whole shirt in and out. Yeah. But it does look like it's a little bulkier and a little more stiff.
And I tried both.
Than like the Climb stuff. That's my hang up. But
and maybe I didn't give it. Yeah, maybe I didn't talk about like the buying experience for that, but like I remember like I went to Cycle Gear and I tried on the Liat armor and stuff. Yeah. And it's like, oh yeah, it's pretty good, comfy. It is bulkier, you know.
Because it does come down lower on like the lower ribs as well. Yeah. Versus just having like more of the chest plate in the middle.
Yeah. But then I went and tried on the Climb one, and for me, I was like, how light it is, how thin the material is,
immediately
night and day difference for me. Is like, this is what I picked. Like I would say, definitely try on both.
Okay, I'm glad to know that the Cycle Gear down here has both in stock.
Well, no, so I had to go to Eurosports to try on the Climb.
Oh, okay.
And then. Yeah, and Cycle Gear had the Liat one.
Okay. Yeah. So I might have to do that on the weekend as well, just because ordering stuff and sending it back is always kind of a pain.
Yeah.
But I actually learned that the Rocky Mountain ATV that's based here in Payson, they do like your first exchange. So if you buy like a different size, your first exchange, they don't charge you any shipping for that.
Oh, that's nice.
Which is kind of nice. Huh. So
I'm all for small business, supporting small businesses,
especially
local small businesses. Yeah.
So I might just order a bunch of the new stuff that I want from them.
Yeah,
and then just return the ones that I don't need.
Yeah.
I was also trying to buy a new helmet this year, and I keep going back and forth between different like models, watching reviews, and I just can't find one that's really like
do the arrow
selling to me. I looked at more. I was kind of set on it. I was like, I want to try it. The price is good. It looks good. But then I read some reviews. I think Champion Helmets, they're based out of UK. They have some pretty comprehensive helmet reviews. They had some, and they said like the airflow in it isn't that great because it doesn't have like very great like exhaust vents. So the air kind of gets trapped. And as soon as I saw that, I was like, I really want something that breathes a lot more. And it seems... I think the Liat breathe. I think they said the Liat helmets, like their 8.5 something adventure helmet, breathe pretty well. The Climb Krios, like probably one of the top ones for breathability. And then I think there's like a Scorpion, and then the Arai, the XD5 was pretty good. But I love the Arai. I love the look of it, and I love like it's a comfortable helmet, but it just sucks that it doesn't come with a transition lens. And Arai, for some reason, they're so stubborn when it comes to so many of those features.
Yeah,
they just refuse to do it.
Buy our internal flip down. Like,
no. I'm like, I'm good. I just want the transition lens, and then I want to swap sunglasses in and out.
Yeah.
Even though their helmets, like everyone says, especially the older, like the XD4, it seems to be like people really, really love that helmet. So yeah, the Arrow, I don't know. I was like almost like this close to pulling the trigger on it, but then I decided to watch and read some more reviews, and I was like, if it doesn't have as good of airflow, I don't know if I want it, because I feel like I don't know if it's better than the Shoei or not, because I feel like the Shoei that we both have don't have the best airflow either, especially in that chin vent not being quite as big.
Yeah. For me, like unrelated, well, not related, but for me, what gets me with the Shoei ones is like the ram air, like right here, like on the forehead.
Yeah.
I feel like it just dries me out on long rides. It just is blasting air directly there. directly there. I can still feel it a bit like going over my head and stuff.
Yeah.
I feel nothing in the chin.
Okay.
But like here, like on the forehead, like where those front vents are.
Yeah.
It just like I can just feel the air just hitting it.
See,
like, that's my only issue with that one.
The Arrow didn't even have like the little top
forehead
vents, which I
vents,
feel like almost every helmet does. But most of the reviews that I watched, people were talking about how like it lacks exhaust vents in the back, and it just kind of channels the air like out in the back, back here. And I was like, I don't know, it can be nice to have a little bit more airflow, especially with
you
how
want
hot
some traffic going through there, so. But.
And so I don't know. I'll just keep an eye out and see. And I keep hoping that Shoei would like update the Hornet X to just something a little newer.
Yeah.
Because I mean, they've had that same design for a long time.
Yeah.
And I'm curious in trying out the Liat helmets and seeing how they are, like the Liat 8.5.
Could be good.
Whatever. Because the cool thing about those is they come with a transition lens, and they also actually come with like a pair of goggles as well.
Yeah.
So like all in one box. I'm like, that's actually a pretty good deal for everything that you get. And I think they also come with like a clear visor, the transition lens, goggles, and they look like they have a lot of vents on them.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to try those out. If I can't find anything I like, I might just spring for the Climb Krios Pro, because I also like how light it is. That's one of my biggest gripes with the Shoeis is they're heavy helmets.
Mm-hmm. Who knows? Maybe someone listening has tried the Liat or the Arrow. Maybe they can let us know. So.
Yeah, that would be awesome. I wanted to try the Arrow. Yeah. The Arrow, it has like the drop down. It doesn't have it just has a clear lens, but it has the little drop down sun visor built inside. And I was like, it'd be kind of cool. Just flip that down, get more airflow going. But with the lack of airflow with everything closed, I was a little skeptical about it.
Yeah. No,
maybe I would still give it a try, but for now, I decided to just spring for better off-roading gear.
Yeah.
And worry about the helmet maybe a little bit later.
I get you. So, but I mean, maybe someone will let us know. So
yeah. If you've tried any of those helmets on, let me know, because I'm curious to see what you think.
Yeah, but gear, I guess, is like just we've talked ad nauseum about gear and stuff before, like the cost of everything. But like today, you had mentioned we're going to talk more about some of the costs associated with buying your bike or a new bike or
So I got this idea from one of our listeners, Ray. They wrote us to let us know basically that they are doing their MSF class next month, and just had some questions about what to expect when you're buying a bike. Some of the questions were, what mechanical knowledge should I have about bikes? What are the key components I should know how to maintain, check, and inspect or suspect if there are any issues? What should I be looking at if when I'm going to buy a bike if used? And what mods are actually useful / recommended for a stock bike? And that was the last question. It's the last question that kind of gave me the idea for today's topic, is because I feel like anytime you are buying a new bike, you're already thinking about like, I'm going to need to add this and this and this to it.
Yeah.
And that kind of adds a lot of additional cost. But I'll backtrack a little bit. And to kind of answer the questions, I already replied to this email, but right in case you're listening, for mechanical knowledge, what I told them was to like know how to check tire pressure, maintain your chain, and then do the usual like walk around, like make sure the brakes, the lights, and everything kind of works. And then also, as for buying a used bike, I referred them to a video by Fortnite, because they had a really good video explaining basically exactly what to look for in a used bike.
Yeah.
And I feel like that just did a better job than anything I could say. And then that brings us to
I was gonna say like it's like I haven't been in the market for a used bike for a long time now. So, but like that video was, I remember watching that video when I was doing my shopping. And stuff from there. So I definitely check them out at Fortnite for buying used, because
they give some good advice.
They do.
Real quick, before we do jump into the topic, I read a book.
Oh, wow.
I know, crazy, right?
Those exist? No,
I know.
I'm still reading Itchy Boots' book. So.
I need to buy hers and try it out. But I'm not the biggest reader. I'm trying to be more. I used to read a ton in like high school and college. And then after that, kind of just stopped.
Yeah.
And haven't read anything in a while, but I'm trying to get back into it. But I just recently finished reading a book called Hazelborn Ladies Motorcycle and Flying Club by Helen Simonson. And it basically like took place in post-World War I Britain, and in the town of Hazelborn, and it follows a woman named Constance, and she kind of is at the seaside town for the summer taking care of an older relative, and she gets involved with this other woman who basically worked as a motorcycle courier during the war, relaying messages. I remember we talked about that in our like motorcycles and war history episode a while back, and I was like, oh yeah, I remember I was talking about this, and this was a thing that they did. They rode around the motorcycles delivering messages,
sometimes during bombing runs.
Yeah, exactly. And it was kind of following these ladies, or Constance, who befriends this woman named Poppy, and they kind of Poppy's kind of trying to start this club and also provide work for women so they can provide for themselves and their families, especially in a time where all of the men went to war.
Probably a lot of widows.
Yeah, and a lot of widows. So I don't know. I bought it randomly because I was like, oh, that sounds kind of cool. And I really enjoyed it. I just barely finished it, but it had a lot of the things. It doesn't like focus fully on motorcycles and flying, and but it does touch on on the few things we've talked about in our history episodes.
Oh, cool.
It was overall like a book of like kind of getting out of your comfort zone and out of your bubble, and also kind of trying to find like a purpose or something to do in life. But the cool thing about it is towards the end, the author had some acknowledgments that she mentioned, and one of the things that she brought up is a website called motorcycletimeline.com, and it is and I went and looked it up, and it was a kind of a cool site, and it basically it goes all the way up to like 1800, and it has basically a timeline of the history of motorcycles with historical pictures of like early bikes and bicycles and all of the different things all the way up to like 2019. And which I thought was really cool. So that's really why I wanted to bring it up on this podcast, since we've talked about like the history of motorcycles before, and I just thought it was pretty cool. And the book itself, it was pretty good. Yeah, so sweet. If you need a fun little historical fiction book to read, I really enjoyed it.
Sweet.
That's it.
Awesome.
Yeah, back to the so back to the main topic is that, so when buying a motorcycle, we both only had two bikes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm on my second bike, you're on your second bike, and you buy your first bike brand new.
Yep.
I buy my first bike used, and I buy my second bike brand new. So we swapped. But I remember when it comes to mods, the advice that I gave Ray in the email when I replied was that if you're buying your first bike, if you've never ridden a motorcycle before, if you are unsure of what you might need, what mods are useful or useless, it's kind of subjective. And what I told them was that buy the bike first. Don't even worry about budgeting for mods right now, because when you're a beginner, I feel like you don't quite know what you need. And I feel like, for me at least, when it came to buying different mods for my bike, they came as I needed them. I would find some kind of fault or some kind of disadvantage with the bike, and then I would go and research and the mod that would make that better, whether it's ergonomic or performance or protection or luggage. There's all different things, and I feel like it really depends on what kind of bike you have and what kind of riding you do. I feel like as a new rider, you should definitely budget more for getting good protective gear, good helmet, earplugs, well-fitting gear as well, because if it doesn't fit well, you're not going to want to wear it, or B, it's not going to protect you as well if it's not fitting as very well. So I would rather focus more on that. Yeah. And then as you buy your bike, as you ride it, as you put more miles on it, you're going to discover little things here and there that you're going to be like, I wish this had better wind protection, or I wish this had like a little bag on it so I can like carry some water or a little extra stuff with me.
Yeah.
And different things like that.
No, and I would say like a good like blanket statement. Like I wouldn't say this is advice, but I'd say like things that can just immediately improve like your writing, especially like when you're new and you're starting to like stretch out your miles more.
Yeah.
Because when you're brand new, if you're brand new, you're probably gonna be riding around close for a bit. You know, like you're not really gonna need these mods.
Yeah.
Really just take that time to get to know your bike it is, and like figuring out like where you stand as a rider. And then as your miles extend, then you can start figuring out what you need. Like, I wouldn't, I guess it's an accessory. It's not a modification, but like a tank bag was probably like one of the first things I got.
Yeah.
For my little Rebel 500, I bought like that rack to go on the back of the tail so I could tie a bag down.
Yeah. For me, it was a taller windscreen because I kept getting really bad buffeting on my Honda with the stock one.
Yeah.
So I got a little taller touring screen with like a little wind deflector on it. Phone mount.
I was gonna say phone mounts would probably be another good like first like little addition to add.
Actually, maybe not. Maybe if you're a brand new rider, you shouldn't have a phone directly in front of you.
Oh yeah, as you start to stretch out.
But it's nice for
yeah.
navigation and pulling up the GPS on it. But I feel like most commonly people would get either something to improve comfort, maybe like
a seat,
better seat, or maybe some like highway pegs if you're planning on doing more highway miles, or like some kind of bag so you can bring snacks and more importantly water.
Yeah, in Ray's email, mentioned getting a Rebel 500. Like first, like if you've heard the show before, I can say you can run out of power quick, but depends on what type of riding you're doing.
Yep.
Like where you live, like probably a perfect city bike. Or
a big great city
ripping
bike.
Down like little like just back roads and stuff.
Here we have a lot of mountain passes, which I mean, I had the Honda 500
same
as well.
Engine. Yeah,
same engine.
A lot of fun, but like, you're climbing those hills and stuff.
You do run out of steam, especially if it's a faster road.
Mm-hmm. But I would say for the Rebel too, like a new seat, because those Honda Rebel seats are poop.
Yeah,
they're bad. They're bad.
I remember you telling me about that. And then maybe like you got the exhaust on yours too.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, and that was nice because it's just a slip-on. You can take off that giant barge of a Honda exhaust.
Yeah.
It saves so much weight too.
Oh, I bet Honda's got some massive exhausts on them.
But like modifying your exhaust is not like that's not really going to do anything for you, especially as a new rider.
Yeah.
Like that's a vanity thing, or if you're doing off-roading, it can save you weight.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I wouldn't say like prioritize your exhaust necessarily as like a first modification for your bike. So, but yeah, like seats, foot pegs, highway rests. Like if you want to get crash bars, stretch out.
Taller windscreen.
Taller windscreens.
If you're doing like longer rides, I feel like makes a big difference. Keep that air off your chest and off your head, so you're not constantly fighting, especially at higher speeds.
Yeah.
Trying to think of what else.
On the topic of like kind of mechanics, especially for a used bike, and a Fortnite will probably, I'm pretty sure he talks about it in the video, but tires, checking your tires.
Yeah. That's the other thing.
Making
like
sure that
brand new bike.
Yeah.
Sometimes you might want to get better tires.
Depending what you're doing.
Yeah. Especially if it's a used bike, you might need to get better tires. So budget on that. But like the other reason I thought about this topic is because I was kind of toying with the idea, and I mentioned in I think a couple of the previous episodes, of potentially swapping my Triumph out for maybe a Husky like the Norden 901, or if I could afford the Desert X, I totally would, because the new one looks absolutely dope. But then I was like looking at the Husqvarna, the Norden 901s, especially the non-expedition trim, just the regular trim that they have. It doesn't have any cargo racks, and it doesn't have any bark busters. It doesn't have, the mirrors look goofy on them a little bit. So I immediately started thinking,
God forbid you look goofy on a motorcycle.
I know, right? Especially as an adventure rider. Yeah. Oh. But that immediately got me thinking of, okay, if I was to spend, like $13K on this bike, I'm looking at probably spending another maybe like $700 on just updating it to be to have the stuff that I already have on my Triumph, because it wouldn't have them anymore. Things like I said, bark busters, the cargo racks. I can put my Moscow bags on it. Probably better, or a chunkier skid plate. The wider foot pegs. The I don't know what else, but you get it. Better tires.
No, for sure.
And that's already like I said, $700+ easily.
Yeah. Well, I remember like getting into riding too, and like seeing like, oh, look at these. I replaced like the brake and the clutch lever, and like got this like fancy new headlight. Like those are all cosmetic stuff. Like you don't really need to worry about stuff, especially levers. Like unless they break. Yeah. Yeah, you don't need to go all out and change the entire bike. So
no, you definitely don't.
Yeah, especially particularly going back to the email, Ray is looking at a cruiser for a beginner, something manageable. It's like, I don't think you'll need wider foot pegs for a cruising bike.
Definitely not.
Maybe if you're planning on doing big trips or long rides, get something where you can, like the highway bars where you can stretch your feet out. Heated grips if your bike doesn't have heated grips.
And maybe like some kind of throttle lock if you're doing longer ones for like homemade cruise control.
I last time I did ride my bike, so not when I took that trail home, I went out to run some errands. Like, I'll take the bike. And I use my cruise control on the freeway, but with my cruise control, it's not adjustable. It's like, I rarely use this now, like unless it's a flat, empty road. Like I'm not touching my cruise control.
Yeah, so. That would get annoying.
It's like throttle lock, maybe if you're really stretching out your miles, so.
It's kind of nice to be able to at least give your hand a little bit of a rest. Your wrist. Because I remember when I had my my CB 500X, my Honda, it did not have, it was throttled by cable. Like it wasn't throttled by wire or anything like that. And when we did our long ride down to central Utah, down to like Bryce Canyon.
Oh yeah.
What was the other park we went to?
Capitol Reef,
Dixie,
and Bryce.
Yeah. I remember like on the way back when we did that really long stretch without a break.
That sucked.
My wrist was like killing me because just like holding it out, and my bike, I'm basically like full throttle, just trying to go, stay at like 75 miles an hour, and I was like, oh my god, my wrist is so tight. I was like, just like let go and let it rest for a little bit before like holding down the throttle again.
Yeah.
So cruise control was like a must-have feature for me when I was buying a new bike. And that's kind of like, I think another good point is, since this is your first bike, it's very likely that, maybe you'll just keep this bike and never upgrade because this is like perfect for the kind of riding that you do.
Yeah.
But if you do really get into it, or you want to do longer rides, or if you want to like really like, I don't know, expand your riding, that's very likely that you'll probably want to upgrade from a 500cc bike to something that's maybe like an 800 or 1000, something a little bit bigger, something a little bit more powerful. And I feel like then when you get a bike that you think, or at least that you have a very good idea that you're going to keep for a prolonged period of time, that's when it's worth it more to start buying all the different accessories for it.
Yeah.
And by that, I think by that point, you also have a better idea of what you're looking for and what you want out of another bike, which is like, for me, it was one of the reasons why I bought a new bike. Cause I'm like, okay, cool. I've had my fun for a couple of years with the Honda. Now I really want to do longer rides, and I need a bigger bike for that. And I need these features to make it more comfortable. Yeah. And you'll just have a better idea the more you ride. And I wouldn't personally invest too much in like modifications on.
I would give it a minute, because like, and that's one thing I can say too, like buying with my Scrambler, how many windscreens do I have? Before I found the one I wanted that actually worked great. I had that little tiny little like cool Cafe Racer plate at first.
Yep, I remember
Zero wind protection.
Yeah,
and I got the cooler one, like the kind of like a bullet head shape, a little bit. Looked awesome, loved it, but again, it was just shooting the wind directly into my neck,
Yeah.
And then I found then Triumph made the touring screen.
Yeah.
And I was like, that yeah, and that did the
That's
job.
the one you have now, right?
Yeah, you know, so just stuff like that. To go along with what you said is like, you don't really, I wouldn't really worry too much about big modifications right away. Yeah, like, do your research. Don't buy 3 windscreens.
And I mean, and also, I mean, sometimes that's just the case because everyone experiences things a little bit differently. So one person may have a really stellar review on a specific mod or piece of equipment, and they say like, oh yeah, this is the best thing I've ever owned, and blah blah blah, it's super comfortable or works great. Then you get it and it's kind of like, this does not really work for me.
Yeah, like, it looks amazing.
So I would just prepare also for a good bit of trial and error, especially as a newer rider, because there's probably going to be a little bit of that. You're going to buy some stuff and it might just not work for how you thought it would, or it just won't be like something that fits your riding style or your bike.
Earlier on, I said, you know, like, oh, a tank bag is a great first like accessory or thing to get for your bike. It's like, well, like, maybe hold off on that. Maybe try a tail bag. Maybe carry a backpack. And it's like, hey, and you realize wearing a backpack kind of sucks. You know, like, but maybe you don't want something up front. You have something you can store in the back. You know, just
and that might lead you to buy, oh, I need a luggage rack.
Yeah.
So I can tie stuff on. So then you end up shopping for a luggage rack and then you get one and then you're like, this thing sucks. Then you buy a different one. But I also will say that if you are buying mods for your motorcycle, or if you do realize that after you do get whichever bike, like that you decide is the first bike, and you realize, oh, I kind of want something to make it more comfortable or more powerful or better for like longer rides and things. I would also say don't cheap out on the accessories as well on the mods. Don't just go to Amazon and order whatever like alphabet soup random brand that's available on there. It's probably shipped from AliExpress to Amazon and then from Amazon to you, because you most likely will hate it and it will probably suck.
You know, my little slip-on exhaust, my shorty exhaust for my Rebel, $50 Chinese slip-on exhaust,
and sometimes it works
and
out.
It worked great
for me. I bought
we'll see how my new indicators do. So
for me, for my Honda, I bought like the little wind deflector to put on top of the windscreen.
Oh yeah.
And I ordered one off Amazon. Absolute dog shit.
Yeah,
like complete trash. It was the cheapest possible plastic when I was assembling, one of the plastic like clips holders just straight up cracked. And it was like the thinnest, cheapest like this thing belongs in like a children's toy, not on like a touring.
Put it in a Happy Meal,
like a windscreen.
For some kid to choke on.
Like terrible. So then I went and bought like the what's the brand, like Puig? Is that what they're called? Puig.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I bought theirs and it was like probably like $120, way more. It looks almost identical.
Yeah.
But
just the quality.
It was put together very well. All the screws fit in nicely. It adjusted and it would stay where it's supposed to, versus the Chinese one that it literally fell apart like maybe like 200 yards away from my house.
Yeah,
it like just disintegrated.
Yeah,
it's ended up somewhere on the road.
But that is a good point though. For the most part, like get something reputable.
Yeah, and do a lot of research. Watch YouTube videos. Look through your motorcycle brands like forums, and then also Reddit. Reddit has a lot of opinions. So chances are somebody bought that piece and had an experience with it and probably wrote about it.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of different brands available for a lot of different bikes, some more than others. So I think it's just worth doing the due diligence and researching what brands do what, or if any specific thing causes like a specific problem on your bike. Because even if it's made to fit your bike, or it's all third-party manufacturers. So, if you get and they say like, oh yeah, it'll fit this bike or it'll do this. If something happens to you and if that part is poorly made, it might still fit. But then if you drop your bike or it like vibrates out and it causes a different issue, your manufacturer might not cover it under warranty because they said like, oh, you put a modification on it. Mm-hmm. Like that's on you. It broke because of that.
Yeah.
And that I feel like that's something very good to avoid. Like for my bike, for example, when I was looking at the skid plates and the crash guards, a lot of people recommended just sticking with the Triumph crash bars because, and there was like this huge long thread. I read some of the crash bars that were made for the Tiger. The Tiger, like the engine is a stress member. Like the frame is, the engine is mounted to the frame, and the engine is basically like part of the structure of the bike. And there's a couple of manufacturers, third-party manufacturers that made crash bars for it that fit into screws that the stock bars do not, and people experience bolts shearing off of them. So
yeah, I remember you telling me about that.
Yeah. So it's things like that, and I was looking through and decided to just get the stock Triumph bars. I actually did have, even on those, one of my bolts shear off, but I didn't do my due diligence and double check to make sure it's torqued, especially after doing a lot of off-road riding. And luckily I was able to get that one out.
Yeah.
And then also, like on the Tiger, there's been a couple of complaints about certain manufacturers of skid plates where in a spot where they mount, if you were really bash it against the ground, it could potentially like mess up your oil pan.
Oh yeah.
Because it's kind of, that's where it's attached. And that's the reason why I got the one that I did, because it attaches to the same mounting points that the stock one does.
Yeah.
So I figured it'd be better.
Super unrelated, but I don't know. It was funny. I saw a reel. Somebody was like changing my oil on my own for the first time, and they're putting the jack right on their oil pan.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I think I've seen that one too.
It's just maybe that just got me really good. It made me think of that. But on that note though, like to anybody, not just Ray here, like with what bike you're gonna get, you know, like we could find a list of our favorite mods, like, oh, get this, do this, you know, like find. Yeah. I would say like what I did for my Scrambler. You find somebody that you follow or just through social media or something, like Scrambler Tales, that guy.
Yeah.
He did a really in-depth review of all the mods he did for his Scrambler. And, you know, because of him, he made a comment about like, yeah, I bought this so-and-so like sump guard bash plate.
Yeah.
It's like, it was way too heavy. It was a pain to get it off to change the oil. It's like, don't bother. Just keep the Triumph one.
Yeah.
You know, and so, and especially with Ray, like where they're mentioning, you know, either like a Rebel or a Bonneville, end of the world, you could go and not find all the mods.
Yeah.
Like
especially
available.
Like, I feel like the Bonneville line
the custom work
has been around for so long that you'll find all sorts of accessories for that. Same with the Rebel, but I feel like especially the Bonneville, because that bike's been, I mean, they've had this current design since like 2014, but even the previous bike was very similar to it. So you can probably find a lot of parts.
We've slobbered enough about how cool Bonnevilles look, which they do. You know, it's like
absolutely
you like, yeah, you could do whatever you wanted to any Bonneville that you got. There's all the stuff on there. I mean, same with the Rebels. I've seen some crazy stuff done with like Hondas and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I would say, like, you know, if there's somebody that you follow or something, like, yeah, if there was a content creator or you saw a bike that's like, ooh, I want to start riding now. Yeah. Go see like what kind of mods those are, how well they perform.
A lot of them will. And if they don't list them, like I've shot DMs to people to
comments.
See how they will work, or like what kind of accessories or what kind of things they're using.
Well, and that's how I found like the little saddlebag for my left side. Like when I slip that on and off, the detachable ones, like there was somebody's like, oh, that bag looks cool. And I just commented like, what is that?
Yeah.
And
most people like, they'll respond.
And that's the same company that made my crash bars. So like, so like, those are going to be your best ones. Again, without really knowing who you are, or what you want to do with whatever bike you get.
Yeah.
Yeah. But a whole, you don't need to go.
And especially once again, like as a new rider, I wouldn't even worry about it too much right now. And that goes for anybody who's just barely getting into motorcycles. Don't worry about what mods you need. The ideas will come to you as you're riding, because you'll realize the shortcomings of the bike that you bought.
And it was like one of the first rides that we did. We were meeting up pretty early, and I had to ride through, I don't remember where we were meeting, but I had to ride through, I think it was Echo Reservoir or something like that.
Yeah.
And it was like 7:30 in the morning. It was freezing up in the mountains, and it was July, you know. Well, on that Rebel, no handguards, no heated grips. Like I had to stop a few times to like warm my hands up.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, heated grips are probably worth it.
Yep.
Or like
that's how it was for me. Like,
but like,
my wrist getting tired of holding the throttle down. It's like, gotta have cruise control next.
But what I did even before I bought heated. Well, I never got heated grips for the Honda because I ended up getting the Scrambler. I bought weatherproof gloves. Yeah, like cold weather gloves.
Yep.
And it's like, okay, I figured that out. This meets this need for now.
Yeah. It'll come to you.
You'll figure out. Like,
the ideas will come to you as you're riding, and you can buy the most perfect expensive bike. You can go out and buy a $30,000 Multistrada, and you'll still find something about it that you
still
don't
buy
like.
The luggage racks.
And you'll probably be shopping for accessories to make it just a little bit more comfortable, or a little bit more powerful, or give it a little bit of extra storage. Yeah. It's an endless list, and I feel like it's constantly always going up. Because you'll always find different things that you want to change. Or sometimes once you get all the functional accessories out of the way, you kind of want to change some of the aesthetics. Like you're getting the high fender.
Yeah, the high fender, my indicators I still need to replace. You
kind of get into that territory later on because you just want your bike to look like like how you want it. And I feel like that's part of what makes motorcycling so exciting is bikes for majority part are fairly customizable in both mechanically and functionally as well as aesthetically.
Well, and those mods are a lot cheaper than like modifying a car. Or easier.
It's way easier. And then especially if you're planning on keeping your bike for a long time, you can really kind of lean into that and make your bike truly yours.
That was actually a thought I just remembered. I was thinking about it earlier was whatever mods you're going to do to like, if this is your first bike and you get some mods and stuff, also keep in mind that's not going to do much for your resale value. That's just going to be money
that's
gone.
A very good
point. That's just going to be money gone.
Yep.
Especially private party.
Yeah.
So like,
mods really don't add that much value to the bike. I feel like things that might add value if you already have like some kind of luggage or things like that, you can throw that in and probably sell it for a little bit more.
Yeah, luggage is a little different because God, it's expensive.
Yeah, or like a jacket or like some kind of actual functional gear. But just like especially aesthetic mods, you're not gonna get much money back for those. It's probably even better to just take them off and try to sell them individually,
or put them on your next bike,
or put them on your next bike if they fit. And just like, but if they don't, then just take them off and just return. And also, I think another good piece of advice is that if you do get modifications, keep the stock items.
Yeah.
Do not throw them out, because if you plan on trading it at a dealer or selling a private party, just also like give them the stock parts just in case they want to replace them, or they want to like bring it back to just stock. And then
that's what I did with the Rebel when I traded it in.
That's same with my Honda.
Like after everything, like 2 days later, I drove my car because I had a box of all the crap from the Honda. I was like, I don't need it.
There you go. Yep. And I feel like most people probably appreciate having the stock parts just in case the mods that you put on might not suit them.
Yeah.
That's pretty much all I got.
Yeah, I mean, same here. So I would anything that we say like in terms of like what you should get for your bike is not gospel. Anything we say, anything we say,
it's all
gospel.
subjective,
So,
and
but
you'll figure it out yourself of what you need best for your riding style.
Yeah, I mean that's really like people who ride are probably like, yeah, duh. But if anyone knew, there's a lot. I spent a ton of money. It was like not overwhelming, but it's just like there is like once you're in, it's just like, oh, well, you should get this piece, or you should add this. It makes the bike look so much better. I'm like, okay, but and I
also don't anyone like force you or like guilt you into buying a specific mod or getting something if you don't want it, if you don't need it, or if you don't think it's the right fit for you. Like don't waste your money on that.
Yeah, no, for sure.
And it's like a can of worms. There's going to be always things you find, or as people recommend or people suggest, it can get a little bit overwhelming. So hopefully this kind of helps, like narrow it down a little bit,
or at the very least just take off,
at least like think about like what to look for a little bit more clearly.
Or at the very least for me, I just hope it like kind of like lowers like the not stress or anxiety, but it's like once you get something new, it's like, you want to get all the new cool stuff for it. It's like, just take your time. You're going to figure out what you do and don't like about the bike as is.
Yep.
Or like, if you buy used and it has some sort of modification on it already, then the bike will let you know if you like it or not.
Yep. So. It will. But anyways, I think that's,
I think that's everything we had. Yeah. Thanks for everybody to hanging with us. I know we disappeared again for a little bit.
So we should be back to more regularly scheduled schedule.
And Ray, thank you for emailing in. Like we actually, when we saw your email, I was like, that's actually a really good email. I got to figure out how to, and thank you for replying to that.
Yes. So hopefully like some good advice, and hopefully for other listeners, especially ones that are starting out on motorcycling, hopefully this kind of helps you figure out like what to do next after you buy your bike. But anyways, as always, thank you guys so much for listening. We'll see you in the next episode.
Yep. See ya.